Howdy and shalom. Welcome back to our second week of online GCA learning. I'm so excited to get with you today. I've got a couple of new things, or not so new, but some stuff we're going to cover and some review we're going to do, and then I have a surprise for you at the end. I am going to go over some of the homework that y'all have turned in. So thanks, those of you who turned in your homework. I will mention you by name, so listen for your name. I have yet to hear from a couple of you online or by email or whatever. So I hope that you are watching the video and able to get to your homework on iGrade. And turn it in. Please turn in your schoolwork. So before we get started, for real, let's start with a word of prayer, and then we're going to get right into the lesson. Okay? Join me. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the blessings of health and strength and family that you give us. We are so grateful that we get to spend time with our siblings and our parents and our children. We ask that you bless our time together as a family, that we can enjoy this together time, and bless this learning time online, that we can get the most out of it, help us to be productive, and have our minds and hearts ready to learn. We bless you and thank you for all the blessings that you give to us. In Yeshua's name, Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see, I wanted to mention, yes, Lydia, I saw your picture that you sent with your homework, and you're watching the video. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I appreciate hearing from you about that. Make sure you turn in your homework though, okay? I didn't get that in. And let's see, I will be mentioning students' names as we go, so listen for your name, okay? Gabriel, I think I didn't mention you last week, but I was thinking about you, so I hope you're watching this video too. Okay, James and Jacob, I got your homework. We're going to be going over how we can improve our writing, okay? And we're going to review the writing from pictures rules. But first, I want to mention the individual homework that I have received from y'all. So make sure y'all turn that in. If you don't have access, obviously ask your parent or older sibling to help you email your homework in, okay? And then I'll mention you next week. Okay, so Jacob and James, the one thing I want to mention on both of yours, I did read them, and I love your use of vocabulary. Let's see, I see huge and stealthy, and what was the other one that I didn't circle it, but I saw it, and thank you very much. Jacob, transported and colossal, those are great vocabulary words. I am gonna give everybody new vocabulary words today. Remember, when you add a vocabulary word or vocabulary words to your writing, you're making it better, you're improving it, but you can use the current vocabulary words that I give you or any past vocabulary words. So I can see that that y'all have already started to use some past vocabulary in your writing. That's awesome. Keep up the good work, okay? The only other thing I want to say to James and Jacob is you should have 3 paragraphs because we have 3 pictures, okay? Everybody remember, 1 paragraph per picture, right? So you have 3 pictures, you should have 3 paragraphs. Okay, very good. James, you might want to consider, I see you use the word nice in 2 sentences in a row, so you might want to change one of those or both of those. I think one of the new vocabulary words that I'm going to give you today would fit very nicely there. So keep an ear out for that, okay? Be attentive. Let's see. Paul Taylor, thank you so much for sending in your homework. I see your keyword outline. Very, very good. One thing I want to remind you is remember to use keywords only in your keyword outline, okay? Keywords only. So it's okay to use words like, for the first picture, elephant, lady, grass, because that's what you see, and those are important words. Where did I see? I think it was only one. No, actually, I think you did use keywords on every line. Now that I'm looking up, taking a closer look. So Paul Taylor, very good work on your keyword outline. And I got your, let's see, your rough draft. Very impressive handwriting, by the way. I see that even without the checklist, you were putting in your ly adverbs, your who, which clause, your adjectives, alliteration, and all these dress-ups. Thank you so much for, you see, this is the way, everybody, this is how IEW works. We do these checklists over and over and over so much that even if I don't give you the checklist, you are incorporating some of these skills in your writing. Okay, that's exactly what we want. So great job, Paul. One thing I will mention, okay, when you write your paragraphs, you do not have to write the word clincher before your final sentence for each paragraph, okay? So when you're writing, I know it's in your, what do you call it, the template, the keyword outline template, there's a word clincher there, so you can write your clincher sentence. That is to remind you to put it in, but you don't have to write the word clincher in your writing work, okay? So just keep an eye on that. Other than that, good rough draft. I like your story. Everybody's getting very creative with these stories, and I will read online, or in this video next week, I will read your final drafts after you turn them in. So everyone who turns it in and wants me to read it, let me know, and I will definitely read those in the teaching video, okay? Let's see, this one's from Hayden. Hayden, I saw your rough draft. I have it here. Great imagination. I love the details that you give, and you have a vivid imagination. I love it. I love it. Great work. And as we go through today, so those are the only homework assignments that I've received. So I received from Jacob and James and Paul and Hayden. Okay, so I mentioned them by name because those are the homework assignments that I had turned in to me by email. So everybody else, make sure you turn in your work to me, send it in by email, and I will mention your name specifically next week, okay? Okay, so now we're going to review the writing from picture rules. So give me just a moment, and I'm gonna pull this up on the screen. Yep. Okay, one moment. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bigger so that everybody can see it, and I'm going to get my handy dandy red spotlight so everyone can see what I am pointing to. So we are doing Unit 5, Writing from Pictures. Okay, this is the new unit that we introduced last week. Okay, I've given you 3 pictures, and I will pull them up as well in just a moment, but I gave you 3 pictures, and each picture has a central fact. Okay, you are going to write the central fact for each picture for this first sentence. Then the next, here it is, the central fact for your Roman numeral. Then the next 4 sentences, 4 or 5, you can have up to 5, additional sentences. The next 4 or 5 sentences will be the details. And how do you get the details? Who's going to answer that? Anybody? Anybody? Eliana? Okay, you're going to ask the questions. Ask the questions like who, what, when, where, why did that happen? What happened before? What happened after? What's happening outside the picture? Okay, so who's in the picture? What's happening? When is it? Where is it? Why? All of these questions, if you ask them in your head, you can write the answers as details in your paragraph, okay? And then remember, each paragraph or picture will have a clincher. The clincher is basically just restating your central fact, okay? Use 2 or 3 key words to reflect or repeat 2 or 3 key words from your central fact into your clincher, okay? So don't forget that. Just remember, don't write the word clincher. You don't need to write the word clincher in your writing. It's here in the outline just to help you remember to include it, okay? So you will have 3 pictures. Each one will have a central fact and details and a clincher, okay? Central fact, details, and a clincher, okay? We're not gonna worry about the advanced right now, but that is what, that's what we're covering with, or that's how we write from pictures, okay? Those are the basic rules. The main thing is that your first sentence, and then of course your clincher sentence, your first sentence must be the central fact of the picture. And then the next 4 sentences will be your details, and then the clincher repeats or reflects 2 or 3 key words from your central fact, okay? All right, remember, 3 pictures, 3 paragraphs, okay? Oops, can you see that? 3, okay. Very, very good. I suspect this will probably be a shorter video than last week, just because we can move through this part very quickly. And next week, when I introduce the new topic, it'll probably be a short video too. Last week's video, I think, was about 49 minutes long. I don't anticipate the future videos being that long, just as a side note. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to introduce the vocabulary, okay? And when I introduce the vocabulary, or I'm going to go over it just now, but I will attach to your iGrade, to the email that I'm sending through iGrade, I will attach the vocabulary worksheet, okay? The one I usually hand out in class. So you can print it out at home if you want, or if you have an extra one, a blank one in your binder, you can use that one, okay, to write in the vocabulary, okay? And if you don't remember what those look like, this is what they look like, okay? The vocabulary study worksheet, here it is. You will write the word here, the definition here, and the part of speech. If you'd like, or if you can draw a picture here and give a sample sentence with that word in the sentence, okay? So here are your vocabulary. Here's your vocabulary for this week, okay? Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Yes, isn't that great? Okay, so I am going to type on the screen the word and the definition. Okay, and the part of speech. You get to write this at home. So if you need to pause the video to write it into your vocabulary study worksheet, you can pause the video, okay? I'm going to type in, let me see, this dark blue, okay? So here are your vocabulary words. Let me see. Okay, so let me go back to my previous screen. Nope. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, the first word is impressive. That is your vocabulary word, impressive. So who knows what part of speech impressive is? Can anybody tell me? Anybody? All right, Ben, I bet you can tell me. Impressive, yes. Impressive is an adjective, okay? And we label our adjectives ADJ, right? And the definition for impressive is evoking admiration. So I'm going to go back over here. Evoking admiration, okay? If someone evokes or prompts admiration from you, they are impressing you. It is impressive. Okay, what they're doing or who they are is impressive to you. Okay, it's evoking admiration. So remember, when you do this page for homework, you can draw a picture here and you can write a sentence using the word impressive in the sentence. Give me a sample sentence. You could say something like, what's a good sentence? I bet Jacob has his hand up. Okay, impressive. The elephant's size was impressive. Okay, that's a good sentence right there. And then, so this is how we fill out our vocabulary study worksheet, okay? Your sentence will probably look different, and that's good. That's okay. Just use it properly in the sentence as an adjective, okay? All right, let's go on. I'm going to clear my drawing so I can type the next word. Your next word, and I should have written them down. I have them in my notes, so I'm going to write. Okay. Journey. Oops, where is it? Journey. And that is, who can tell me? Gabriel knows. Hayden, do you know? It's a noun. Yes, it's a noun. So journey is a noun. And it is the, let me see, the act of traveling from one place to another. Okay, if you take a journey around the world, you are traveling around the world. If you take a journey across the United States, you are traveling across the United States from one place to another. Okay, that is a journey, the act of traveling from one place to another, and that is a noun. So you will come up with your own sentence, sample sentence here, and if you can, a picture, a small, simple picture would be great. Okay. All right. If you need time to write these down, pause the video. Okay. I'm going to go on. The next word. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. The next word is elegant. Elegant. And that is, who can tell me what part of speech? I bet Lydia can tell me. Lydia, you're good with parts of speeches. Parts of speech, yes. Elegant. Yes, it's an adjective, an adjective. So the definition for elegant that we are going to use is pleasingly graceful and stylish. Pleasingly graceful and stylish. I'm sorry, stylish. Okay, pleasingly, graceful, and stylish. And if you notice, I know some of you did, that graceful is a previous vocabulary word. So now some of our definitions are using previous vocabulary words. That's a good sign. We are moving up. All right. Elegant, it's an adjective, and it means pleasingly, graceful, and stylish. So make sure you write that down in your vocabulary study worksheet and write a sentence and maybe draw a picture for me, okay? Well, the picture is mostly for you, just to kind of help you remember what that word is or means, okay? All righty, and then the last vocabulary word I'm going to give you is courageously. Okay, so let me clear that. Courageously, courageously. That's a long word. Make sure you spell it right. Courageously. So who can tell me what part of speech it is? Paul? I bet Paul knows. It is an adverb, yes. And we usually abbreviate adverb ADV, right? Adverb. And that means without being deterred by danger or pain. Sorry, here. Without being deterred, that means taken aside or distracted, without being deterred by danger or pain. Okay, so you can write that in your definition spot. Okay, and then use it in a sentence. This is great practice when you can use the vocabulary word in a sentence that you make up yourself. This helps you to remember how to use it. It helps to solidify or memorize the definition of the word, but also when you can use it in a sentence properly, then you are showing that you understand, not just memorize the word or the definition, but you understand what it means and you can use it properly. So that's why I have you write your sample sentence. Okay, so those are the 4 vocabulary words. I will type them up in the email so that you have the word, the part of speech, and the definition as a list, the 4 words. Let me clear my drawings. Okay, if you need to, rewind and pause the video so you have time to write your words and definitions, okay? Let me see, what else do I have for you? What else do I have today? Okay, so when you have, since you have written your rough draft, and I trust everybody has, since you have written your rough draft already, look for places that you can add vocabulary. This either some of these new vocabulary words that we just learned or previous vocabulary, like some of you did. Words like stealthily and huge and colossal and transported, okay? These are, and location, I see Paul used location, and I think that was a previous vocabulary word, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, make sure that you are using vocabulary words. That's one way to improve your writing. Who can tell me what I always say about a good writer? I know everybody's raising their hands. I know, because all of you know what I say. What do I say about a good writer? A good writer always looks for ways to improve their writing. Very good, yes. So one of the ways we improve our writing is by including new vocabulary, okay? If you improve your vocabulary as you read, as you write, as you learn, as you grow, improve your vocabulary. Look for new words and how to use them. And as you do, your writing will improve, your speech will improve, excuse me, people will be more impressed with your knowledge and your intelligence because you are using better and better vocabulary. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. Okay, so now that we have gone over your rough drafts, we have reviewed the rules for writing from pictures. We have also learned some new vocabulary. Now we are going to review our dress-ups, okay? The dress-ups and, dress-ups are another way that we improve our writing, okay? So you'll take your rough draft that you already wrote last week and you will improve it by adding in some of these dress-ups. And I will include a checklist with the email where you got this video link from. I will include the checklist so you can print it off, okay, but I will show it to you here. Let me go, yes. Let me make this wide enough that everyone can see it properly, and then I will share it. Here we go. All right, so this is your checklist for The Lady and the Elephant. And it's okay if your title is different than that. This is just a way for me to keep track of what the lesson is. So the first picture had a lady and an elephant, so that's why I called it that. You can have a different name. And speaking of titles, I'm going to read some of the titles that y'all turned in. Let's see, James, The Princess and the Elephant. And Jacob's title is The Mice, the Elephant, and the Princess. Very good, very interesting. Good story. Let's see. Paul's title was very intriguing. It's The Big and the Small. I like that, Paul. That's very nice. It makes me want to read, it made me want to read the entire story just to see what you had to say about the big and the small. Who is it? What is it? What happened? So that's awesome. Hayden, you were very creative in your writing. Your title is An Elderly Cry. I bet everybody is wondering, what is that story about? And I will read your final drafts in the video in next week's lesson, next week's video lesson. So make sure that you turn that in. So here is the checklist for your writing, okay? This is The Lady and the Elephant. Make sure that you put your name and date on the top of your paper, okay? Full name, not just your first name, first and last name, and the date, okay? You'll get 2 points if you include that. Remember to make your composition double-spaced and neat. If you are writing it by hand, make sure your handwriting is legible, okay, neat. And if you're typing it, make sure it's also neat, but double-spaced. If you're writing it by hand, you should skip a line between your writing, okay? Between each line. Okay, you'll get 2 points if you do that. If your title is centered and repeats 2 or 3 keywords from the clincher, then you'll get 2 points. If your topic sentence or your first sentence, your topic sentence is the central fact of the picture, you'll get 2 points. So make sure the first sentence that you write in your for your paragraph is actually what's happening in the picture, okay? The details come after, but the first sentence must be the central fact of the picture, okay? You get 2 points if you do that. Make sure your topic sentence reflects or repeats 2 or 3 key words from the clincher to the topic sentence or the central fact, okay? And you get 2 points for that. Oops. Let me scroll down. Now we get into the dress-ups, okay? For each paragraph, remember you're supposed to have 3 paragraphs because you have, that's right, 3 pictures. Good job. So 3 paragraphs because you have 3 pictures. Each paragraph, 1, 2, and 3, will have a strong verb. You will probably have more than one, but underline your favorite one or your best one and label it with a V on top of the word, on top of the strong verb. Label it with a V, okay? And please make sure, everybody, that you are using these abbreviations for each of the dress-ups. So underline it and write the label above the word, okay? This is for your final draft. For your polished draft, you don't need any labels and you don't need any underlines, okay? So if you'd like, when you're done and you've written up your rough draft and you've edited it, you've added in your vocabulary, you've added in everything in your checklist, and it is ready to go, then save that as your polished draft. And then go back and make a copy of it, either in Word if you're doing it, if you're typing it up, or if you're writing it out, just make a copy of it on your copier and underline the dress-ups and label them. And that will be your final copy. So it's the same exact thing, your polished and your final draft, but your final draft has the underlines and the labels. Your polished draft does not have those. No stray marks, no underlines, no circles, no labels, nothing like that, okay? Okay, so your strong verb. What are some strong verbs that you can use? Let's brainstorm a little bit. Strong verbs. Let me look at some of your work, because I know I saw some really good ones. Transported was a good one. Transported. Writing. Okay. Let me see. Scouting. Okay, that somebody else used scouting. Yelled. Let's see here. What's another one here? Okay, ran. That's a good one, but you can probably make that a strong verb by saying rushed or sprinted, right? Those are good ideas. Other good strong verbs are crawling or creeping. I think Paul used those words. And let me see, I saw a good one over here on Hayden's paper. Moving, approaching. Approaching is another strong verb. So remember, you strong verbs. So maybe read it out loud, read your rough draft out loud. And if you can find just any verb and make it stronger. If you use words like run or scared or walk or eat, okay, you can probably make those strong by maybe saying, instead of eat, you can say devoured, okay, or tasted, right? So you have lots of choices. Strong verbs, underline and label them with a V. Remember to use an ly adverb, okay? An ly adverb will be, let me see, ly adverb would be like, let me get some examples. Stealthily, okay? And I saw another one, let me see, royally. I like that, okay? So those are ly adverbs. Quality adjectives. Who can remember? Who can tell me what a quality adjective is? Ben? Yes. Okay, so a quality adjective describes a noun, And let me give you some examples, some nice examples from your work. Miniature is a quality adjective. Let me see, royal, elegant, right? Fancy, huge. Okay, and let me get one more. Elderly. Okay, so those are good quality adjectives. Vocabulary, okay. You should use at least one per paragraph. Yes, you can have more than one in each paragraph, but just underline your best or your favorite one and label it, okay? Your because clause. Remember what a because clause is? Who can tell me? Eliana? Gabriel? Yes. So a because clause explains why something, okay? So the fancy princess rode the elephant because she was going into town, right? Or let's see, what's another one? I think I saw a because clause over here. Let me, I'm pretty sure. So yes, the princess looked surprised because she had not seen the mouse. Okay, so because clause. Underline just the first word, because, and then label it BC. Okay, if you label it BC above the because clause, I know exactly what it is. And then make sure you also include a who which clause. A who which describes the who or the which just before. So for example, I'm going to real quick give you one example because I saw it on, yes. The highly royal princess who wanted to get fresh air decided to ride her huge elephant through the grassy fields. Okay, so the who wanted to get fresh air, the who describes the princess, right? So make sure your who or which clause comes right after the word that you're describing and a comma. So the princess, comma, who wanted to get fresh air, comma, and then the rest of your sentence. So those are your dress ups. Make sure you include one for each paragraph. You will get 2 points for each one in each one in each paragraph. Okay, so for a total of 6 points for all three in the paragraphs. Then you have some decorations. Okay, use your alliteration. I saw somebody had one already. Let me see. I saw one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. The mouse continued creeping and crawling and sneaking in the grass. The mouse continued creeping, crawling, and sneaking in the grass. So make sure that your alliteration, the three or more words, should start with the same sound, even if they don't start with the same letter, okay? They should start with the same sound. That's alliteration. And simile and metaphor, who remembers? Yes, Hayden, I bet you know. Simile and metaphor. A simile is comparing two unlike things using the words like or as, and a metaphor compares two unlike things, saying one is the other, right? So that's how we that's what a simile and metaphor is. Make sure all you need is one. Just include one in the paper somewhere and one alliteration in the paper somewhere. You can include more than one, but underline your favorite one or your best one and mark that one. Okay, you get 2 points each for that, for a total of 50 points for the whole paper. If everything on your checklist is included, then you should get a perfect 50 out of 50 points. Okay, that'll be 100%, 50 out of 50 points. Okay, so those are your dress ups. And that's your checklist. I will include it with the email on iGrade. Now for your surprise. Okay, I know a lot of us are a little frustrated with having to stay in one place or home. We can't go to the school, we can't go to the store, we can't go to the park. So I thought that I would include a link in this email, a link where you can meet me online. If you are available, if you have your parents' permission, I will be online at 1 p.m., 1 o'clock today, Monday, 1 o'clock on Monday. I will be online using Zoom, okay? I will include a link in the email so that at 1 o'clock or just a couple minutes before, you click on the link and we will get to meet online. As long as you have a video camera on your laptop or computer that you're using, we will be able to see each other. If you don't have a video camera on your laptop, that's okay. You will still be able to see me and the other students who have a camera. This is totally optional. It is just for fun. We're not going to be discussing the class. We're not going to be discussing necessarily the homework, but this is just so that we can meet for a few minutes, see each other's faces again, and have a few minutes of online FaceTime, okay? So at 1 p.m. on Monday, you can click on the link that I will include in the email and we can see each other. If you miss it at 1 o'clock on Monday, don't worry, I'll try to do it again next week, okay? But this is just because I know I've seen some of y'all, well, your mom has posted, some of y'all have let me know that you're a little bummed, a little sad that you can't see your friends, and that's okay. This time will pass, okay? It's a short time that we are kind of restricted to staying home, but it's also a good time. Take advantage of it. I encourage you to spend time with your family and play some games, board games, or do some puzzles, either the little put together puzzles like the 500 piece or the 200 piece or whatever puzzles, or you could do some word puzzles like crosswords or Sudoku. I know my boys like Sudoku. I like to play Sudoku. Come up with creative, fun things that you can do, okay? I want to hear about those maybe when we get together this afternoon or in an email or something like that. I would love to hear about what you are doing fun or special or interesting at home during this time, okay? That's the end of our class. So between now and next Monday, you will have your final and polished draft done and turned in. Turn it in by email, okay? If you're doing it by hand, writing it by hand, just have your parents scan a copy, okay? And turn it in by email. If you're typing it up, have your parent attach it to the email and send it in, okay? Either way is absolutely okay. All right, great. I will see you next week on Monday with another video. And those who are able and wanting to have your parents' permission will meet online today at 1, on Monday at 1, okay? Ta-ta, we'll see you later next week. Be safe, okay? Have fun, have a good week. Bye-bye. Shalom.